Hello everybody, this is Alan with HeadphoneReviewHQ.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of the Sennheiser HD 449s. So we're going to do a real quick unboxing of the HD 449s, and here I'm just giving you a shot of the box. Pretty decent looking package. Specs are on the back there. Here I'm going to open it and go ahead and pull out the stars of the show here. As you can see there, they have a little carrying pouch in the back. Just unclip the top there, pull these out. And here's the 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter. And here, let's look at them. It's pretty. As you can see, it's got a nice chrome look to them. There you got your left indicator and your right indicator. And this side show you where you expand, and it clicks into place. And there's your ear pads. Now getting this out of the box, there's your extension cable, and there's your regular. And so this thing does ship with a 3.5mm extension cable, which is really nice. So you can either choose to wear it with like a portable setup, or if you need to extend it so you can plug into a computer or a headphone amp, then you've got that. So I really do like the fact that they ship that with that. It's a nice touch. Let's go over the build quality and the fit and finish on the HD 449s. As you can see here, they have nice chrome looking accents that are on the outer part of the ear cups. These are made of plastic. This is not real metal. It does look nice. It has a tendency to get fingerprints on it because it's the shiny, glossy finish. The one thing I will say is I'm pretty easy with headphones, but these being plastic, it feels like it wouldn't take long for them to wear down and not look quite as pretty. So if you do plan on getting a set of these, you might want to make sure that you keep them, nice and tucked away. And these are extremely lightweight headphones. As a matter of fact, I let one of the people that I work with, she wore these for quite a while. I let her test these out, and she loved how light these were. As far as the design of the headphones themselves, these are sealed, so noise doesn't get in or out. These actually do a pretty good job of that. And here's one thing to note, the ear pads on these things, they're elongated and they're a fairly small oval. So these are designed to be on over the ear headphones. But some of the people I let try these out, we all have different shaped ears. Some people had a problem getting these actually to go over their ears, and it felt like their ears were actually, catching on the ear pads. So that's one thing to note. If you don't have elongated ears like this, then these may not work as over ear headphones. They might almost be like kind of on ear unless you tuck your ears up inside them. The padding on the top it's small, but it's adequate. Again, these are super lightweight, so you really don't even feel this up here. The ear pads themselves, they're a little stiffer than most, but overall they are pretty comfortable. When you put them on, because they're so light, there's not much pressure. There's very little sideways pressure on them, just enough to keep them sitting on your head properly, which is a nice thing. These do have the cable that comes out the left ear pad, and as somebody else pointed out to me, on the side here, you'll see that there is the left indicator, and there's a few little dots next to it that are braille to indicate the left. The right just has the letter R on it. So you might actually have a tough time distinguishing that. With these, I would just use the cable as your indicator. These are made completely of plastic. There's no metal parts on it other than the wire, of course. They do come with a nice connector, and as you'll see in my unboxing video, they also ship this with a 3.5mm extension cable, which is awesome, and they also give the 3.5mm to 1/4 inch adapter. So all that's good. And again, lightweight. Maybe, I don't know how well they'd hold up if you're abusive to them, but for the most part, they feel pretty nice, and not a bad job here. One of the things I like to go over with headphones is noise isolation. These are sealed, so they are supposed to keep noise out a little bit and keep your sounds in so it doesn't bother everybody else around you. And I will say these do a pretty decent job on as far as keeping noise out. You'll still be able to hear conversations going on around you, but they will be a little bit more muted. So they're good for that. Perfect for like a work type environment where you still want to be able to hear what's going on around you, but you don't necessarily want it to be distracting. And as far as the isolation where it keeps your sounds in, these also do a pretty good job there. So I'm going to start a clip here and play it for a few seconds. And this is actually on about moderate to moderate loud levels. And you'll hear what somebody about 3 feet away from me would hear. So that's the noise isolation on the HD 449s. Again, they do a pretty good job of that. Let's go over the volume on the HD 449s. These do a pretty good job of balancing out through, as you're increasing your volume, making sure that the bass and the treble and the mid stay all in line with each other. Nothing becomes too overpowering. I will mention though that while these can be driven by like an iPhone or an iPod, they kind of reach their limits as you turn it up. These open up as you increase the volume, so you get more detail and a little bit more clarity as you turn them up. But really your iPod or your iPhone, they don't really have enough power to drive these. Once you get past about 80%, you start hearing the amp strain a little bit. So volume's sake, you'd probably want to pick up an amp with these, the FIO E11, the E17, the PA2V2, which I have a review coming up soon. Those would all be great choices for this. As a matter of fact, the PA2V2 pairs incredibly well with these. But just be aware that you will reach kind of the upper limits of what your iPhone or iPod can handle if you're trying to hook it up and drive these. The bass on the 449s is pretty good. It's a neutral bass. It's not really all that boosted in any particular area. It does have plenty of drive and impact, but these are not going to be for bass lovers, people that like that boom or that super strong punch. These are literally way more neutral than say a Beats or anything like that. And even when you amp these, they don't really want to give you that much more than what they're made to do out of the box. So even EQing these, it'll have a tendency to get out of control a little bit, a little muddy. So out of the box, great bass. It's clear, it's clean, and it's neutral, but these are not for people that are looking for pounding bass. The mid-range on the HD 449s is also very neutral. These are pretty true to the source, if maybe just a touch bit laid back. The one thing that I have to say about the mids is they are missing, and this might be just the upper mid range, is missing a little bit of something that gives you that personal involvement feeling when you're listening to vocalists like Adele or Rebecca Ferguson, Josh Groban, those type of people. There's just a little something missing. But that being said, these are actually very, very clear, clean, and they are neutral. It's just that tiny bit of detail is missing, but overall a very nice mid-range. The treble on the HD 449s is also neutral, just like the rest of the headphone. This is a good thing. These don't really become fatiguing, nor do they become overpowering at any point as you're turning the volume up and down. And again, they are just missing that touch of detail that would give you that more personal involvement feeling when listening to great vocalists and the like. But again, they do a nice job on the treble. It's not overpowering, it's not recessed or anything. It's very neutral and blends well with the mid-range and the bass. My closing thoughts on the HD 449s. At this price point, I would like to see maybe a metal construction here as opposed to the plastic that's painted metallic, and maybe a little bit more detail in the mids and highs. I know everybody would always want a perfect set of headphones regardless of the price point. But that being said, these do sound nice. You do need to be selective about the particular genre that you would want to listen to with these. For instance, anything that's got a fairly neutral approach, so jazz, classical, country, rock to a certain degree, even pop, depending on how much bass you want. This would be perfect for any of those where instruments and vocals mix well together. Anything where you're looking for a boosted bass or maybe even a boosted treble, these aren't going to do so well. So like hip hop, R&B, rap, that kind of thing, or dubstep, these are probably not going to be your ticket. So look elsewhere if you're looking for that boosted bass and that more in-your-face type sound. Again, these lack a little bit of detail that give you that feeling of being there with a vocalist. But overall, they are a decent sounding set of headphones. Again, I will note that the lady that I let borrow these to try them so I could kind of get her thoughts on them, she loved the fact that these were super lightweight. I mean, these weigh almost nothing. And that's a huge plus, because a lot of headphones, especially over-ear headphones, they tend to get a little bit weighty. And again, I do recommend an amp with these if you pick them up. You don't need anything super expensive. You don't even need anything super powerful. You can pick up, like I mentioned, the FIO E11 or the E17 or the PA2 V2. Any portable amplifier would power these properly. Again, a decent set of headphones. In the price point, I think they've got a lot of competition, but you know, these would be worth looking at because they do have a nice sound. This is Alan with HeadphoneReviewHQ.com. I hope you enjoyed this review of the Sennheiser HD 449s, and I do appreciate Sennheiser sending these out to me to evaluate. Hopefully this will help you guys out when you're making your decision of which headphones to spend your hard-earned money on. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment form below, either here on YouTube or on my site at HeadphoneReviewHQ.com. And as always, you know, please leave me a thumbs up if you found this review helpful in any way whatsoever. Do that. It helps me jump up the search rankings on YouTube and Google and all that stuff. And, you know, please subscribe to my channel. I've got seriously a ton more reviews coming your way. I've got several headphones. I've got 2, 3, 4 amps that I need to review. So please do subscribe. You'll be notified anytime a new product comes out. And if you do plan on buying these, or if you're going to browse around, please use my affiliate links below. That'll help me bring you more in the near future, so I can help you decide what you want to spend your hard-earned money on. And also, I'm ramping up, trying to get my Facebook page together and my Twitter feed and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, hey, please leave me a comment and let me know what you'd rather me do. Twitter, Facebook, I don't even know. So, you know, leave that below. And as always, I appreciate you sticking around and hanging out for the video, and I will be bringing you more here in the very near future. Thanks.